Hey guys, Scott here. I just got done watching the Twitch Rivals Elden Ring tournament, and oh man, it was exactly what I hoped for. It was very entertaining for some of the wrong reasons and also some of the right reasons. But yeah, I just wanted to go over it because I think it was just a very fun experience. And I want to first start off by commending the organizer. I believe Mendo is the one that organized this, just for the sheer concept of the tournament. So if you're not aware, the whole idea was that it's a 4 hour tournament total, but you have 2 hours in which you spend PvEing with a new character, getting as many achievements as you can, and building a character up to level 50. And then the next 2 hours are basically PvP with the character that you just made. So it's sort of a little mix of, speed running a character. So you have to test your PvE, and then you have to test your PvP knowledge with the character that you just made. I think that's very cool. That's very much in the spirit of Souls, where you spend time creating your character and then you bring that to the PvP battlefield. I think that's one of my favorite things about the games. And to see that in tournament form, it's something I haven't seen before. And I think it's a very, very unique concept. That being said, the individual rule set inside of it was absolutely all over the place. Some things made no sense. Some restrictions made no sense. It's very clear this was made by people that know of the PvP but don't know it. You know what I mean? Like they've seen it happen. And I think for the audience and the participants, for the most part, that's fine. It doesn't need to be super well regulated or anything like that. For those who don't know, Twitch Rivals is it's not like a serious tournament of like the best Elden Ring PvPers. It's publicity entertainment stuff. It's basically just big streamers get together and then just have fun or whatever. There's usually not a prize or anything like that. It's just for entertainment. So the participants basically had zero PvP experience whatsoever, except Ouroboros, who was there for some reason. It's like an adult beating up children. I don't know why. Like, obviously he was gonna win. He's the only person that actually PvPs, but most people there either just didn't play the game at all, or they just didn't PvP. Like Lobos Jr. was there, and he's extremely good at PvE. But yeah, most of them just did not have any PvP knowledge, which is great. The less PvP knowledge people have, the more entertaining they are to watch in this game. I can't stress that enough. The better someone is at Elden Ring PvP, the more boring they are to watch. If you've watched an actual tournament for this game, it's just people crouch poking with just ultra great swords, or just Moonveil to carry and slicer. Like, it's just like the same combos and the same play styles. And don't get me wrong, if you play at a higher level, you can respect the skill that goes into that, because it is skillful for sure. But to an audience, it's dog shit, especially to an audience that doesn't really even understand the game. It's awful to watch. So that's why I find things like this so much more entertaining, because you see the craziest shit ever. You see people using weapons. Fucking Lyric used like a not fully upgraded Reduvia. People were just spamming like Vike's War Spear, Ash of War, just like shit you would never see in an actual like 1v1 duel between good players. And because of that, you didn't know what to expect. And it was actually really entertaining. And I really loved watching it. Of course, like every single Twitch Rivals in history, there was, of course, some drama. And also, like every single instance of drama in Twitch Rivals, XQC is somehow involved. So the whole scenario here was XQC, I guess, just didn't read the rules or something, or someone didn't tell him the rules properly. I'm going to put blame on him, because you read the rules before you go to tournament. But he drank a Wondrous Physic that put the Opaline Bubble Tier on him, which obviously you're not allowed to do. So they kind of just froze. And apparently in the rule set, if someone breaks a rule, the counter is the person gets a free hit. And this was kind of on the fault of the organizers for being incredibly unclear, because what the hell does that mean? What is a free hit? Do I get a free R1? Do I get a free R2? Do I get a free jumping R2? Do I get a free charged R2? Do I get a free Ash of War? Do I get a free backstab? Like, there's like 7 different types of hits you can do. So it's very unclear what that actually meant. So what XQC's opponent did, I believe it was Girl DM, she did a charged R2, which by logic of the rules was not illegal. She did a single hit. And then after that, she did another attack. But XQC didn't do anything. He was just in his menu, actually while breaking another rule, trying to swap out his Radagon Sword Seal for the free hit that he needed to take, because he wanted to take less damage. So that was also another rule. You couldn't swap talismans to give yourself like an HP difference or differential boost or things like that. So in doing that, so Girl DM then does a charged R2 and then does a follow-up attack while XQC is just sitting in his menu. And I don't know how that's not entirely XQC and the tournament organizer's fault. Obviously XQC's fault for breaking not 1 but 2 rules, but also because the free hit was not specified. It wasn't specified, do I hit once with an R1 and then we reset, we bow, and then we keep fighting? No, it just said you get 1 free hit and that's it. So no actual rules were broken by Girl DM. She just did a free hit and then the fight was back on, and XQC just didn't fight back. He just sat there. So It's a very it's not really a gray area. I think XQC was definitely mostly in the wrong here, but obviously he was not expecting the free hit to go into the battle immediately starting again. So yeah, it was just very, very badly defined, and I think that was one of the highlights of how there's always some ridiculous issue, not only in Twitch Rivals events, but also in Elden Ring tournaments in general. Other than that, though, there was a lot of very surprising stuff. Lobos Jr. actually did very well for basically having never P'd before, or PvP before, and never even P'd before. That'd be a problem. He was using the Bloody Helis, which he actually beat the Godskin Noble like legit because he's just very good at PvE at like level 30 or something, which I could never do. I always cheese the thing. So it was really cool to see that in a fight. And he actually was doing like the jumping combo into standing R1 very well. So he did really well. He lost to Ouroboros again, who was basically the only actual PvPer there. Again, seemed super out of place. It's like Michael Jordan going and just beating the shit out of kids in middle school basketball. But yeah, obviously Brandon won, and his teammate Maximum, and they brought it together. But the whole thing was really, really entertaining. It was very very, very fun to watch. And I think the concept, if refined and actually with a good rule set, could be really, really something interesting. I love that idea because it also makes it so people can't be super high level, because you can only get to level 50 in the 2 hours, like you're capped at that. So people were capped at level and they were capped with their builds and stuff like that. And because of that, you know, people weren't just one-shotting each other. There was actually a back and forth. People were actually fighting each other. So it was cool to watch. Like, it was really interesting. So, props for the actual concept, less props for the actual rule set, which was all over the place and not very clearly defined. But, you know, it's not a super serious tournament. It was just for fun. It was just for entertainment. There's a prize, really. They got like a little pot guy statue, and that's pretty much it. So I had a great time watching it, which I think is the main point of doing these types of things. And yeah, that's pretty much it. I just want to go over it. It was really entertaining. If you guys want to check the VOD, it's over on twitch.tv/twitchrivals. I would go watch it. It's actually pretty entertaining. Also, one of the best parts is while they were co-oping and doing PvE, fucking Malcolm Reynolds, the infamous cheater, invaded and flew all over the place. Because you can't regulate this shit in a tournament, so it's just a normal game and people can jump in at any point. So we had Malcolm goddamn Reynolds come in and just fly around. It was such a shit show. I loved it. I had a great time watching it. Absolute respect for Mendo for putting the whole thing on. I think that was very, very entertaining. And that's it. Thanks for watching.